All right, so what next for Dillian Whyte? Answers on a postcard, please, if you know. It does seem as though Eddie Hearn is trying to line up Dillian Whyte versus Anthony Joshua. Keep all the money in-house, right? Don't let any money leave the Matchroom stable. I don't think people are too excited about that fight. If I'm honest with you, just, going on Twitter and, I don't know, watching interviews, reading newspapers, no one really seems to be jumping for that fight to happen. We've seen it before. I know it was a different time in their lives. They were both British level at best at the time. But I've seen Anthony Joshua knock out Dillian Whyte before, and I just don't want to see it again. I don't think Anthony Joshua was at a stage of his career where he should be having rematches. There's still other people out there that I'd rather see him fight first. Even people lesser than Dillian Whyte, by the way. But I'd rather see AJ versus someone before we're talking about rematches. I mean, rematches happen for me when the fight's either a barnstormer or there's no one else to fight. So you start going through the list again. That wasn't the case. So not AJ, not for me. Not for me, not yet. Maybe 18 months down the line when AJ has a fight with a certain DW. Before that, DW Deontay Wilder, by the way, not Dillian Whyte, people, not Dillian Whyte. Before that, I'm not convinced. Deontay Wilder, yeah, I have to admit, it's a fight I would like to see. It is. I know everyone wants Deontay Wilder, AJ, obviously, but if that can't happen, then I wouldn't mind Deontay Wilder, Dillian Whyte. I wouldn't. I always wanted to see. For me, look, I always said that I'm not sure about Dillian Whyte until he fights someone in guaranteed in the top 10, maybe even a top 6, 7. He done that for me. He done that on Saturday. I've seen him in now with someone, a former world champion, a guy that most people have in the top 6 or 7. He beat him. Okay, you can jump now. You can jump the queue. So I don't mind it. When there was talk about Deontay Wilder before, I was like, what? For beating Lucas Brown and Hellenius? I don't think so. You beat Joseph Parker. You can definitely fight Deontay Wilder. Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller's Dillian Whyte's a great fight. These are two guys that will come to fight. And that's what it's about. Guys, it's about getting the fights that we will eventually cheer and scream and shout for, like we did on the weekend. And Big Baby Miller comes to fight as well. It'll be two big boys in there swinging. Could be a great fight. Should be a great fight. Would not mind that fight. Who else is there for him? Hughie Fury? Not yet. I think it's a step back, if I'm honest with you. I think Hughie Fury has all the abilities to be a world champion. I don't think people might think I'm crazy. Maybe so, but I think give him time. He's a good mover. He can box. If he can put a bit more oomph on his punches and not be afraid to trade, there's a very, very good boxer in there. There has been talk of Tyson Fury. Those two have kind of messaged each other or gone back and forth over a couple of messages. Tyson Fury doesn't want Dillian Whyte yet. Tyson Fury might want him in a year's time, but not yet. Remember this, though. Dillian Whyte is an added attraction for a lot of boxers now because he's now a pay-per-view attraction. So whereas fighting Dillian Whyte before will get you 200,000 to 300,000, now it could get you close to 7 figures. Could. I'm not saying it will, but could. Just because he is now box office. So people that might have said, nope, don't want to fight Dillian Whyte, what's the point? What do you get? Well, now you get money, right? I'm not saying you get belts. Put that to one side for a second. Now you get a paycheck. That's what boxing's about. Boxing ain't about belts. Put those things away. They only collect dust. Money put in the bank only collects interest. Which one would you choose? So there's a good chance that people that said no to Dillian Whyte before could now say yes. So in terms of the 3 or 4 options that I think are the best for him, Deontay Wilder clearly is number 1. It's a massive fight in the UK or the US, by the way. The belt's on the line. It's a fantastic fight. Big Baby Miller, easy to make. The Zone, definitely will happen. AJ, not for me. I don't want to see a rematch yet. I really don't. And Tyson Fury, probably bottom of the queue because I just don't think it will happen. Obviously, we've heard of rumours about Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Plus, I don't think it's fair to Tyson Fury. I actually want to see Tyson Fury have a couple more fights before he takes on the big boys because I think he needs it. You can't be out of the ring for a couple of years, go up to nearly 30 stone and then expect to fight these kids. Take your time, Fury. Stop talking, pipe down, and then these fights will come to you in 2019. For now, for me, the best option for the best option for Dillian Whyte is Deontay Wilder in October. I know it's crazy, we're in August now, well, coming anyway. Or Big Baby Miller. Those are the best ones for me. I'd even chuck one more name in. Dominic Breazeale. If Dominic Breazeale doesn't fight Deontay Wilder, why not? Why not?